There's a massive difference between like just being polite and subconsciously telling people they shouldn't take you seriously. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited for this one.
So today our mission is to look at some really fascinating excerpts from a text titled Van Bun Duk Dan. We're going to dismantle what experts call the verbal trap.
Right, because language isn't just about, communicating information.
Exactly. It's a subconscious signal of status. And we're exploring how three really common filler phrases might actually be, well, secretly destroying your professional authority. So, okay, let's unpack this. We're starting with this defensive reflex known as the eraser.
Yeah, the eraser. It's that instinct to start a sentence with, "I'm sorry, but." People use it constantly as a sort of social lubricant.
Like to soften a critique or something.
Right, or to gently introduce a conflicting opinion. But functionally, it is a fake apology that completely backfires.
It's basically like bringing a heavy shield to a friendly handshake. You're unnecessarily creating this defensive posture before the conversation even actually begins.
That's a really great way to put it. And the psychological mechanism at play here is key. Research on confidence points out that over-apologizing, especially for things that, aren't even your fault, it triggers a submissive cue in the listener's brain.
Oh, wow. So it literally changes how they view you.
Yeah. You are essentially signaling, I don't belong here, which lowers your perceived status in the room immediately. And then when you tack the word "but" onto it...
You completely erase the apology you just offered.
Yes. It goes from submissive to passive-aggressive because you aren't actually sorry. You're just bracing for conflict.
Right. So the professional shift here is to just own your opinion. Like instead of apologizing for having a thought, state it directly. Say, I have a different perspective on this.
Spot on. It shows so much more confidence.
Okay, so if apologizing for our opinions is the first way we play defense, I guess the natural next step is trying to actively shrink the size of our requests.
Oh, yeah. The minimizer.
Right. Which brings up our second phrase, I just wanted to. But I have to push back a little on this one.
Okay, go for it.
Well, isn't inserting just kind of a necessary evil? Like, it softens the blow so we don't sound overly demanding or dictatorial at work.
It feels polite, sure. But experts who study workplace dynamics identify just as a permission-seeking word.
Really? How so?
Well, human brains rely on the speaker to set the baseline of importance. So when you use just, you are pre-framing your own request as trivial.
So because I'm treating my own request like a nuisance, the recipient subconsciously categorizes it as low stakes.
Exactly.
So I'm essentially giving them the green light to put my email at the very bottom of their to-do list because I stripped it of any urgency.
Precisely. You literally gave them permission to deprioritize you.
That is wild. So what do we do instead?
The shift here is subtraction. Just strike the word entirely. Saying, "I am following up on the report" conveys directness and clarity without sacrificing any professionalism at all.
Okay, so that moves us from minimizing our requests to actively doubting our own logic.
Oh yes, the authority killer.
Right. The third phrase, which is, does that make sense? Now, I know people use this with really good intentions to check for clarity.
Right, they want to be helpful and make sure everyone is on the same page.
But I imagine it fundamentally shifts the burden of communication in a really awkward way.
What's fascinating here is that the studies actually back that up. When you ask, "Does that make sense?" you're introducing a sudden dose of insecurity into the room.
Interesting.
Yeah, psychologically it implies one of two things. Either you doubt your own ability to explain the concept clearly,
or you doubt the listener's intelligence to grasp it.
Precisely. Neither of which helps your professional image.
So you're either saying, I might be terrible at explaining this, or are you smart enough to follow me?
Exactly. It's a completely lose-lose situation.
So instead of begging for validation that we made sense, we should probably just assume we were clear, but invite collaboration instead.
Yes, exactly.
Like saying, what are your thoughts on this strategy?
Perfect. It assumes competence while still checking if everyone is aligned. It's a subtle pivot from seeking approval to facilitating a high-level discussion.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? The overarching theme here is that your vocabulary is the lens through which people view your competence.
It really is.
Right. So if you strip away the fake apologies, the minimizers, and those insecure check-ins, you basically stop dragging down your own perceived authority.
It's really about ensuring the words you choose actually reflect the expertise you possess.
Yeah.
You want to protect that competence from being dragged down by psychological anchors.
Well said. And we're going to leave you with a final thought to mull over today. Tomorrow at work, pay attention.
Yeah, keep an ear out.
Track how often the top executives use these three phrases compared to the junior employees. Does the corporate hierarchy dictate our vocabulary?
Or does our vocabulary ultimately dictate our place in the hierarchy?